stacks in quite some time. I will be very surprised to see Collapse mirror that performance with a Centaur.
He had to do it. He's got... Let me tell you. Okay, I'll explain what happened, Austin.
Okay, what happened? How did we end up here?
Last game, Collapse. He has the game of his life. Well, I guess it's an average Thursday for him.
Sure, a game of anybody else's life.
yeah. For Collapse, it's just Thursday.
Yeah.
And he got ahead of himself. He got a little cocky.
Okay.
He got a little arrogant. You know, all this egoisto and the anime running around.
Mm-hmm.
This team loves their anime, and now he thinks he's the GOAT. Thinks he's the best player in the world, and he said, you know what, boys? Watch me beat him with the worst hero in Pick it for me. Give me that Centaur.
I'm so good, I'm going to beat them with Centaur.
Yeah, that's how good he thinks he is right now. And, well, Thompson played this matchup on the other side last game, and so he's very familiar with it, which is why he just died to Poison level 1.
So on one side, you're going to see a Centaur, and the other side, you're going to see Thompson get cheesed.
That's right. Thompson was like, you know what? I can play the other side of this matchup too. That's how good I am. This is a flex match right here.
Might be a lot of egos getting out of control here, maybe.
Absolutely. This is going to be a tough one, though, when you just die first blood before the lane at the rune.
Yeah.
That sets you really far back, because it's a rush to bottle. Your bottle's how you survive off water runes, and then you get into the mid-game. Yeah, you're going to be behind gold, but you can still make plays. Like, that's what happened for Laurel. You know, Erstrid's a very powerful hero. He doesn't need even net worth. He can lose this lane and still win the game. This is going to be a really large lead, though. And are you dead again? You have Fairy Fire. Flirting with Dane. See, you just can't get to the bottle.
Yeah, you roll back, but
he's in trouble.
You don't have your bottle.
Big trouble. And the problem is nobody can bail him out. You have Shadow Demon Silencer.
They willingly took this. I mean, you were actually a little bit surprised that they still took the Dazzle as a counter pick. But Team Spirit, I mean, Laurel probably was like, I hated my life. Last game, please let me return the favor back to Thompson.
Strategically, I'm not surprised. I think it was the correct pick. I just think it was a game, but I think there's a world where Spirit might have not taken the Dazzle. Just from a hero preference standpoint. But, I mean, if they're willing to play it and they enjoy the hero and they can build around it, yeah, absolutely no reason not to here. Miposhka will pick up the 33 Tide. It'll be Miposhka on that Tusk, by the way. Just cement that in your mind. You're not confused when he's making big plays and you think it's Mira.
Yeah, got to give Mira the big damage dealer in this one.
So
Skywrath Mage for him. Very similar opening setup. Like, Team Spirit just kind of took Dazzle, Skywrath Mage, as we're going to watch Collapse put that Centaur to use. Look at him go.
Yeah, these are strong lanes for Spirit. They're going to win 3 lanes here. This is what the Centaur pick is going to do. It's going to win you this off lane guaranteed, which means you have mid lane auto stomp, top lane auto win with Skywrath Centaur versus PL Silence. That's PL Silencer is not doing anything in this lane. And then Morphling pretty much will freeform down here. I mean, Tide is kind of favored in this matchup, but Shadow Demon's also a little slow of a pick on the first 2 levels. I think this lane should become stronger for Tundra over time. This is the lane that you're really looking to get a lot of net worth out of. But those other 2 lanes they're going to be a rough time. And Tide is not an Axe, right? Like, Spirit last game, they lost 2 lanes. The Axe won, and the Axe just brought everybody back in that game. Tidehunter doesn't do the same thing. He can take some towers with Hammer. He can help you in a team fight around a tier 1, but at some point, you're going to have to win a team fight, probably from behind in this game if you're Tundra. Not impossible with Phantom Lancer. He has some crazy timings. And it's already the roam time for Thompson, level 3.
Yeah, this is Thompson's like, you idiots, you're just supposed to leave the lane at level 3. That's how you play the matchup.
He's Primal Beast cosplay right now.
Yeah.
That was a very valuable kill, though, because they got him on the TP.
Yeah. That is such a Thompson move.
That's one of those moves. What the hell is this guy doing, man?
5 stacks for old Miposhka. This is going to hurt. Not quite enough to kill him, but he's blocked in a little bit by creeps. They'll throw the blood grenade at him to finish him off. 9.
Very good kill.
The kill.
Again, that's the lane if you're Tundra, you want to go really well here. And I guess if you can gank top and just tri-lane him there, then you're winning 2 out of 3, right? Who needs to have a mid? It's the future of Dota. You just don't have somebody mid. Nobody wants to play the role. Yatoro,
what happened? Yatoro.
Poison. Clipping him off the fog.
I think he was going max agility because he had those 10 charges. He was going to go all agility, pop it, and then he got hit by a poison.
See, 9 was really ahead of everybody. You understand what's happening here? See, 9 would have been playing this Earth Spirit mid and just getting dumped on and miserable. And instead he's like, yeah, you will play mid tops, and I'm gonna change my role. You enjoy that lane.
How's mid going, bud?
Yeah, it's a really fun lane these days. You're gonna love it, man. You're gonna absolutely have a blast. I'm gonna go play 4. I'm gonna go struggle as 4, just solo kill Yatoro.
Good.
You take mid, man. You got it. 10 head plays right here from the team organizational standpoint.
And very nice, very nice.
I think this Shadow Demon's happier than the Earth Spirit. In fact, he is. He is higher net worth. So basically, 9 is just the mid player. He just didn't have to play this matchup, and he sent his support Earth Spirit mid. He's having a grand old time.
Now he's like, all right, Thompson, I'll come bail you out.
You want me to lane mid, bro? Switch it up. Actually, why don't they do that?
Thompson, you'd be a great 4.
Wait, now that I'm thinking about it, why don't they just lane the SD mid?
Because Earth Spirit...
It's a good matchup versus Dazzle. You disrupt him when he poisons you, you walk away.
Yeah, but Earth Spirit needs levels, I think, to function right now.
Well, you just play... I mean, you can play 4 Earth Spirit. Go gank. They won't expect it. And 9's a mid player, so it works out for everybody. I think that's what they're basically going to have to do regardless here.
Thompson going to be chased down underneath this tier 2. They have the vision to finish him off.
Yeah, but the real mid
is going to die, though.
With the rune.
9 is level 5 now.
I'm the mid now. You've been demoted.
I mean, chances are that Thompson's probably going to rotate to one of these side lanes.
He's the highest level. We almost got another one.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This D's out of control.
All right, Arcane Runes are coming up. Or, excuse me, Wisdom Runes are coming up. So 9's going to head back to that one, which... Thompson did indeed move to a side lane. He moved up to top. Phantom Lancer's going to be jungling, so... Where he goes exactly, though, he showed up in lane, immediately got pressured by Collapse hardcore.
This is like the Thompson effect, though. I'm telling you, even in this position, I don't know if Team Spirit feel great about what's happening right now. I know that's weird to say, but this SD got a lot out of the early game. You knew this lane was going to stomp. If it were any other player, I'd be like, all right, this guy's done. But the problem is it's Thompson. You know this guy thrives off these positions. It's like, yes, kill me 2 more times, Laurel. Make my day.
Maybe I just don't have the same faith as you. Maybe
He baited him.
If he dies here, he doesn't have TP. Maposhka is going to come in. Doesn't pick him up inside the snowball. Is going to go for the kill onto 9. Shallow Grave goes off, but Laurel is going to die to Thompson. Shallow Grave doesn't last that long.
+2. No, not +2. He doesn't have Glaze.
+0.
Dire's top
Sad.
tower is under attack.
It could have been +2, though. But that's a recovery kill for Thompson right there. And ganking this Dazzle, that's one route to recovery here from the lane. You just want to get everybody's net worth up as well as you can. Still 3 cores from Team Spirit having a free-for-all. So one of them is a Centaur, so you also got that going for you. You gotta be an optimist, you know. They'll gank the mid here.
9 will die. Silence just lasting too long. And the tower is being chipped away. That is the problem. They can bait in Laurel and trade some kills or whatever, but this mid tower is going to fall.
You just need levels, right? You need your ults on your 2 supports here. Like, Silencer Earth Spirit is a really strong support duo.
That's a magnetize. That's a TP.
That is a magnetize. The farming magnetize.
Huh.
He tested it out. Does work. Good to know.
Dire's top tower.
Well, that was
is under
not
attack.
great for Tundra.
This is a very bizarre game. Maybe he was afraid 9 was going to come back in the mid and take more of his waves. I got to farm this up fast. Get it while I can.
Well, with Magnetize on cooldown and a Tidehunter TP on cooldown,
Dire's
Team Spirit will aggressively take that tower.
Okay, Toro again. I don't think he's dying a second time, though.
No, but he will feel the pain of those 5 Shadow Poison stacks on a high-level Shadow Demon.
Well, Team Spirit played this early game pretty well. I mean, their draft is set up to do it, but they did make the rotations mid, which I think is what you're supposed to do. Punish this mid matchup as much as possible, take the tower, and now you have a lot of space to operate on. Pretty much guaranteed rune control as well, so Earth Spirit's not going to get any sort of recovery, haste, or arcane, or DD to play around with. Once more, the Rock of Tundra 33 here is going to have to farm up and be the anchor.
See, this is the problem I have with this draft, though, is that, like, if things go wrong, who's making plays?
Nobody. It's
They have
just
a
farm the lake.
Silencer Shadow Demon. Not like the most inspiring playmaking support duo.
Well, Shadow Demon was mid.
True. Centaur, Stampede,
it
disrupt
again?
immediately. And then 33, he's going to be here with the Ravage if needed. Laurel's going to early Shallow Grave himself, try and put damage on Thompson, hoping he can trade 1-for-1. Mira, he dies for it, seeing if he can make that happen. Gets the kill on 9 with the Mystic Flare, immediately TP's out, but the Ravage is going to stop him.
Probably worth it here. You got to take what kills you can get with this Ravage, get back in the game. That'll put 33 top of the board. And it completes the Midas for Thompson. Oh boy.
Dire's bottom
He's coming
tower
back.
is under attack.
I mean, his first 2 magnetizes didn't hit a hero, but he's coming back.
The scary part is he's only 700 gold behind his Phantom Lancer. So Skeeter's not
saying
having
that's
it bad
good,
this time.
good for him or bad for Skeeter?
Probably a little bit of both.
I feel like this is about where you expect Phantom Lancer to be with an off-lane counter pick, honestly.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he has a Silencer 5, too. What do you want him to do?
That part for sure.
It's just so greedy and so slow. It's not a winnable lane when they have a counter pick, and they chose to use that counter pick to win the lane. Like, you're not picking Centaur here for the mid-late game. You're picking it to shut the hero down and create a lot of tempo. That's what it's done. So you expect this Phantom Lancer to play from behind, but Phantom Lancer is one of those heroes, like we saw the PA in Game 1, that can make aggressive comebacks, right? If you get a Diffusal Ags, Manta, or Heart, you're pretty strong in this game. You're going to burn out the mana from these Team Spirit heroes. Thompson's starting to come back. Did get a rune. He's going to put the good
double
use.
damage. Makes short work of Mira, who they tried to save him with the Stampede, but he turned around in not a great time.
I mean, this is where this game's going to get interesting for Spirit. They need to use the Centaur with this early blink to take over more of the map, because if you end up in a trade war and this game gets extended, you're not going to feel that great despite opening up the lead off the lanes. These types of kills definitely help. This is what you want to get Collapse involved in. That was, without the blink, 3rd Magnetize will land.
I return you to wholeness.
All right, Thompson, level 9 now.
I'm telling you, this guy doesn't go away, man.
That hand of minus, there you go. Doesn't go away.
Why won't you just stay down?
There's a Blink Dagger for the Centaur. Yeah.
He truly doesn't go away. Every TI, he comes back
Yeah.
on some team in a different region.
This is definitely the most promising one since OG.
Little blink delivery from 9. Fast blink for 33. They want to get some surprise kill in the Morphling with the Ravage if they could. That's the dream.
Radiant's middle tower
Well,
is under
Toro
attack.
bite the bait here. It looks like he's just going to play it defensively. Has a good read of where they are on the map. Of course, it was the Midas for the Morphling as well, so you're going to pull really far ahead in this period if you don't find Morphling on these neutral camps.
Stampede going to be used, trying to bring down the Phantom Lancer. Don't have nearly enough damage. 33 now strikes. He blinks forward, revealing his blink dagger to slow down Miposhka. Helps Skeeter get this kill, which they've got it. But it does leave Yatoro free to be able to push out this bottom lane and go back to where he was. Oh, and
Nice.
9 actually was still here.
Nice juke. Baited the jump from Collapse. Says, yes, you can actually miss a blink stun. He still died, but sent the message. That's the downside of that go top, right? I almost think Team Spirit made that play just to see or force a reaction on the cores from Tundra.
Yeah, it did kind of seem like that, right?
Yeah, and they got a global out of it as well, and then all of a sudden, Yatoro sees him top. He goes back in mid, he gets a return kill. So much space and gold for the Morphling here. And that was a smoke for Tundra committed to try and find the Morphling in the first place. Just, that play got totally disrupted.
Barely able to roll out in time. He does make it. Thompson takes a healthy amount of damage from the Mystic Flare, but he is alive.
And Axe completed for Laurel, so he's ready to fight. Ready to skirmish, throw these inverse waves. Axe done for the Phantom Lancer as well. Not a bad timing here, all things considered. And this is a powerful item. The Axe Diffusal is going to do some work here.
Yeah,
like
I was going to say, how good is the Axe without the Diffuse?
I mean, it's still a strong item. Like, you can't, if you get dragged into a fight, you can fight with this timing on Phantom Lancer. It's not necessarily what you want to do, but you can do it. And Wisdom Rune stolen. Toro continues to pump up the levels. But you really want to get this Diffusal, because Diffusal is not that expensive. As long as you don't get caught and die, you should get it pretty fast.
Oh, we had the vision on the neutral camp. That'll help him a lot.
Doesn't want to lance him here? All right.
He's baiting him in a little bit. Oh, the poison actually did not stretch out to hit the real Phantom Lancer. Stampede gonna be put to use, see if they can kill the Shadow Demon and get out, but they're anchored down by 33. They're gonna make sure the Dazzle's not going anywhere, and 33 positions himself for a Ravage. Ready to go for it, but doesn't actually let it rip because there's no damage dealers behind him.
Yeah, Thompson's dying bottom. Got caught out by Yatoro and Miposhka. Yatoro is not jungling. He's playing deep up on the enemy side of the map right now. Again, look at the lane wards from Team Spirit. This has been their MO all tournament. Get these two side lanes in, get deep wards, and then create pick-off scenarios where the second you show somebody isolated, you're gone, and the map crumbles. This is how they are creating a huge net worth differential. It's been working pretty damn well. And it's just dragging 33 around. He's so strong right now. He is the bulwark for Tundra, but he's a Tide Hunter. He can't be everywhere. And it's also limited on the catch.
Yeah, who's gonna fight with this guy?
It's got to be the Earth Spirit, right?
Yeah.
But he's had to recover this game. It's just going to be a slow game. They're not in the worst position, but you got to be able to get to the next set of items here with the Blade Mail on Thompson and the Diffusal for Skeeter. Take a fight with that, you're straight back in this game. That is the important one. Fine, Yatoro. Also, you can create Morphling illusions in this game, which are very strong. They are no joke as Yatoro continues to power up here.
Yeah, they do have a lot of silences, too, to be able to follow that up, right? So,
Yep.
Disruption into Earth Spirit roll in. So they have the initial stun. They could follow up some silences with the Disruption illusions out. Yeah, I could see a world where they could maybe kill the Morphling, if not do a lot of damage to some other heroes with it. But as far as it stands right now, they are being picked apart by Team Spirit. It's all good in theory, but in practice, Team Spirit just seems to be one step ahead of Tundra at all times. So now they're several steps ahead off of a Stampede. Running toward Thompson, blinking right in front of the roll. Collapse will not let him get away.
Doesn't even need the stun.
And look at 33, he's sitting on the high ground. He's like, guys, I have a brilliant Ravage. He's finally going to use it. He's here. They can clean up 2 supports, but they don't have quite enough damage to deal with the rest here. Skeeter actually has to leave, maybe. They have found the real Phantom Lancer. Yatoro is targeting the right one. Skeeter's just charging forward on a sliver of HP, and finally Yatoro puts him down.
Yatoro just knew. Holds his ground. You can still see glimmers of what that team fight can look like for Tundra with these lances and 33 going in, creating the control. It's a lot of damage. Most damage done in this fight, Phantom Lancer, right? And that's before he hits his real timing here with that Diffusal.
pretty good if they only had another hero to play with there in that fight. Sadly,
Oh, they might get the morph.
Maybe
He's
they
silenced.
will. He's going to be silenced when he comes back in.
gone.
Yeah, just bursting down. Big kill for Thompson, who gets the last hit on that one. So they get 544 gold for him, and then an additional 597 for the team.
Oh, this Earth Spirit's back, man. He is straight back to below Team Spirit's cores, but I mean, he is completely back in this game.
I mean, one of the things they say about Earth Spirit, right, it's not necessarily about the gold, right? It's about the levels, and he's got that at least going.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a... It's not about the size of his totem.
No.
But how you roll in with it. Right, Austin?
Right.
No, I agree. This hero's not about the
Middle
gold.
tower is
It's
under
about the
attack.
player.
It's not about the size of the boulder, it's about how often it's up. Which is
That's
currently
right.
every 4 seconds.
You might have bitten off more than you can chew here, though.
Yeah, a tad bit. I mean, the magic burst damage is so scary. You have Ancient Seal plus Double Edge.
That's another reason why the global is really good this game, though. You get rid of that burst off of a Centaur initiation or something, it just disjoints the whole play from Spirit. Something they're going to have to think about. At least the dispels are up. These are also not really heroes you want to buy early dispels on, right? You're going for the Ags on the Mira Skywrath Mage, and it's a 5-position Tusk. What are you even supposed to get? Like a Greaves? Delivered from Gabe himself. These probably aren't supports on Team Spirit's side that are going to be able to get rid of the global silence, so it's going to be good for a long time here. I still like Tundra's odds to win a fight with this Diffusal Phantom Lancer timing, honestly. I think it's king of the game for that period until Spirit get to the late game territory where suddenly maybe you have too much damage to throw into the Phantom Lancer, and Team Spirit will take a page literally out of Tundra's book with the Courier Tormentor kill.
Dire's top tower is under
I was waiting
attack.
for a Tundra tip, just like they got tipped last game for that same play, but no.
Radiant's middle tower
This
is
team
under
doesn't
attack.
tip, man. There's no honor in tipping.
You think Tundra is a very honorable team?
That's right. I think if we look at all the TI champions over time and we think of which was the most
Radiant
honorable,
are scanning.
Tundra is the first that comes to my mind.
Right, of course, which means that you have a ranking in your head, so who's bottom of the list?
Well, you'd be surprised. It's also Tundra. It's a circle, and you can go around the Aegis wheel. They're on both ends of it. Who's the most dishonorable TI player? What kind of question is that, dude? No matter who I say, it's a hate thread.
Yeah, and I would love to read that thread, so.
Honestly, let's be real. It was probably Alliance. It was probably Alliance.
What do you mean?
They just ratted that shit
Do I
out.
have to play the load? Is that balanced clip for you? All
right,
that was
team
an
fight.
honorable team. They fought
Honorable team fight coming in. 33 holding the high ground. It's all about the Ravage
He's going to be
jump.
the first one targeted, but he sees it coming, gets off the global silence. Laurel straight up pops the BKB and runs at Snake King, trying to finish him off with the BKB for just a silencer. He's going to feel the greatest. Thompson did roll into his death, but immediately buys back.
There's
and
the
there
Ravage.
goes that Ravage. He got the Shallow Grave off first on Laurel. Yatoro has an opportunity to put out some damage, but Skeeter is going to jump away with a Doppelganger.
Yatoro?
Can't do the save on the Tidehunter. Laurel somehow still alive through all of this one. The damage floating in from 9 for the Shadow Poisons from a distance. Skeeter and Snake King trying to find their opening, but Skeeter just cannot get on top of these low health heroes. Laurel is going to bait him in a little bit. He does manage to actually get the kill on Laurel, but it cost him his life. Skeeter dies, and Team Spirit clean up that Roshan fight.
Fight is so deep to go in there. The roll from Thompson just doesn't connect on anything because of the BKB on Laurel. Laurel played that fight really damn well. The clutch grave before the Ravage as well. It causes so much pain for the side of Tundra, and them having to stay there, linger so long to get this dazzle. He gets another Shadow Wave off, so much damn heal. There's glimmers of hope for what this fight can look like. The Ags from 33 just holding his high ground. He's so patient here. They know they're going to use this Earth Spirit buy to create some time. Damn, what a clutch grave. Yeah, that was sick. He also had the leash on Yatoro. I thought maybe they're going to be able to turn this around, the damage going into him there. There's no silence to commit. And at this point, the fight's just getting way too disjointed here. Skeeter can only do so much for so long before he eventually gets found. And that'll be a team fight win for Spirit and an Aegis on their Morphling. These heroes are just slightly too tanky for the damage to come through. And an expensive buyback for Thompson, who is coming back in this game, but is pushed straight back down.
Well, that was a lost team fight without, like, we just got the Aegis and stuff like that from Roshan, but we're also gonna have the Shard on Dazzle next up. So I feel like Skeeter's time in these team fights is over.
It's not over yet. It's getting harder for sure.
I just think he's gonna need some time. He's gonna need some items, man.
Oh, Centaur Stomp on Thompson. Even the neutrals aren't giving him anything today. Nice little pick off at least.
Who collapses has a heart.
That's standard Centaur build.
Nothing else to do but be tanky.
You know, if you're gonna be a garbage can, you might as well be the biggest and the meatiest.
You don't want to be a garbage can. You want to be a garbage dumpster. You know.
Mm-hmm. But he's been finding the Centaur Stomps. They are easier to land now, and that's basically his job. Stampede to save Yatoro, forget the initiation, and find the Stomp on the PL. You get those two, and that's what you're here for.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, find Skeeter.
Another stomp on the PL. Global Silence used. If the Phantom Lancer still dies, it'll feel so bad, and he does.
Yeah, you have that Shard now too, so Centaur's gonna get real beefy in the fight if you don't focus him. I don't even know if they can really afford to focus him either.
No.
It does not feel good for Tundra to just go on the Centaur. Their spells are too expensive to expend on him and not on the big damage dealers in the Dazzle and the Morphling. And the Skywrath is becoming a third core in that sense in terms of damage. You get this Ags on him, suddenly he's a huge threat. Team Spirit racking up the pressure here in a game 2. Tundra have not found much footing in.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They slip another time. It could be Team Spirit closing out a pretty fast game. 26 minutes in, 10,000 net worth lead already. For a team that has had the longest average duration games of DreamLeague.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Was expecting some real long barn burners, and I guess we did kind of have that in game 1, but this game 2 shaping up to be a one-sided affair if Tundra don't get something going soon.
Wait, you're saying you want a 70-minute drawn-out defensive high ground hold with Phantom Lancer from Tundra Esports? That's what you're saying, Austin?
I would love to see them do that and come back and win.
Well,
very biased.
If there's one team that can
So
do that,
game 3.
probably this one.
A high ground Tundra hold? Yeah, I think Tundra is probably the best team to do that, yeah.
You know what I mean.
Is under attack.
No, sometimes I don't know what you mean.
They've got the heroes, they've got the will,
Is falling.
they've got snaking. Man's
I mean, they do have Aghanim Scepter Tidehunter and Aghanim Scepter Phantom Lancer.
Exactly,
That is
that's
really annoying high ground spam.
And Spirit only have one real high ground right clicker, which is the Morphling. I mean, I guess the Centaur can do it with return.
Yeah, he just sits there with his heart.
I feel like the Centaur gets poked down pretty fast. He has
Radiant's bottom
10
tower
armor
is
here.
under attack.
It's the downside of this hero. And you're going to get a bunch of it removed with Gush.
Oh, no, he doesn't. He has like 40 armor.
Dire
Because he's going to be sitting there and he's going to get dazzled healed every 3 seconds.
He has 10 armor and he's going to get Gushed. But yes, he could get Juju'd up.
top barracks is under attack.
Okay, this is not much deterrent here.
No, it really hasn't. I mean, 30 seconds left on the Aegis, so Tundra are desperately either trying to burn out this Aegis for free and fight around that, which they almost get it here, but then the heals come in for the Dazzle. Yatoro, it's about time to
Roll in.
make a decision one way or the other. Either back out and let the Aegis expire or die.
I mean, this is your butterfly timing on the Morphling. This is when Morphling feels the best against Phantom Lancer. The second you get this, you probably have matchup advantage. I mean, he has it because he's 8k ahead as well, but generally this is just your best item in this one-on-one. So Yatoro really wants to push it right now. No reason to really back off on the map or not take these fights if you're confident enough in the place you're taking them. That high ground's just the hardest part. Anything outside of Tundra's base, Team Spirit are going to leap. They're just going to 5-man smoke it up and go straight down mid. That he just has expired, though it's replaced with another item for Yatoro. That is how wealthy he is right now.
Gonna run into 9. They'll take him. In fact, they even try and push forward there with Maposhka. Jumping out, trying to find the Tidehunter as
He's
well.
alive.
Glimmer keeps 9 alive. Yeah, he's
And
slipping away
Thompson's
into
in.
the jungle. Thompson does go in with his BKB. Gets a big magnetize on several heroes. Utoro actually, he got a little bit low there as he was more for agility for him. 9 is going to slip around behind them, gets a vision. Ravage goes out onto the Dazzle, try and burst him, but no. The Maposhka Snowball comes in and saves him. And now 33 stuck inside the shards with nowhere to go. A big heal bomb coming out from Laurel. Blows up the Tidehunter, keeps everyone healthy, topped up. Tundra, full-on retreat back to their base.
Yeah, get the hell out.
Their losses, Snake King, he's gonna die, but everyone else will get back. Well, I guess 9 is still the
Yeah, somehow
last man
9
out in the field.
survived all that.
Yeah.
Despite him being the one jumped. Global and Glimmer Cape, pretty nice to bail him out. Probably will not work another time as Team Spirit were lacking a little detection in the range. But now you got all these ults down for Tundra. No Ravage, no Global, no Magnetize.
Uh-oh. Didn't get off the Glimmer Cape in time. Gets it off now, but eventually will die as the AoE damage from Shadow Wave kills him.
This Morphling's just way too big. Skeeter
look at
cannot
Laurel.
hold his ground.
He knows this Phantom Hunter, when he shows himself, it's immediately time to pounce after him. He doppelgangers back, and it's just an opportunity for Poison Touch to clear out all the illusions and find the real one.
Way too much damage coming out right now. Using this Phantom Lancer against them. The Morphling's turning into him. The Dazzle healing off
the
him.
disruption, but the Shallow Grave comes in. That was the combo we talked about.
Got the Dazzle. I mean,
He
this is
does
pace
get
down.
the Dazzle, and Utaro has to TP out. No, he gets stunned. Oh, big win there for Tundra. Thompson, if he can live, even better for him. But he does end up dying after the roll goes through. 33, limping away on just 8 HP. Nobody's going to blink after him. Oh, yeah, Collapse tries to, but 33, blink for blink, stays ahead of him.
This is a 6,000 HP Centaur right now.
Yeah, keep
Will this stack?
See how many Shadow Poison stacks you need to kill this Centaur.
Probably as many as he had Culling Blades last game, so 16 if you can get there.
It cost them the buyback on
600
both supports.
That might be the most damage I've ever seen from a Centaur in a single fight.
Yeah.
I don't even know where that comes from. It's just double-edging people the whole time because, again, Tundra don't want to focus him. They just can't afford to. Still a pretty good high ground hold, I guess. I mean, Thompson got the job done. You get the Morphling, you get the Dazzle. Wasn't pretty. Caused you some economic damage. Double buy from your supports, but no cores.
Are scanning.
Problem's going to be is they need the confidence to go out and take this next Roshan. Because I feel like if Morphling gets an Aegis again, that'll be too much for them to handle.
I tend to agree, and that's why you just got to maximize your fighting power right now. Shard on Snake King for, I guess, a little extra damage. Whatever.
Yeah.
Mainly, it's the Hex on 33. This is the big pickup for Tundra. He's their most farmed hero. He's had the best game. He's going to try and pay it off by finding the Blink Hex initiation with a Ravage. It means you can disable multiple heroes for extended time. You can maybe get the Dazzle or the Morphling. That is what you're looking for here. You cannot go on this Centaur. I think it's a death sentence.
Smoke breaks, 33, blinking
That's who
forward.
they find.
Finds the Centaur, not what they wanted.
Oh, this is absolutely
Snake King follows
terrible.
him into his own doom. Disruption to buy 33, a little bit of time, but it's a pittance at best. 33 with the Glimmer Cape hidden away in the trees, finally forced to use the Ravage to just try and escape, but it doesn't matter. They've already ignored the Tidehunter push forward. They kill 9. Skeeter does manage to get away thanks to his shard. TP out, he's going to be spotted on Laurel. The Poison Touch doesn't quite connect in time. A little chase after him all the way back to the fountain.
That's probably going to be Roshan, though. Ravage on cooldown for 110 here. It's just, what can you do? I mean, if you're 33 and you find Centaur, that's kind of the fight over right there.
Yeah.
There's no way you can commit on him, and it just sets everything up for Team Spirit. They're going to see the whole team fight. They can play around the Ravage.
What have we here?
They needed a
Toro.
pretty dream scenario where they needed to be able to catch the Morphling and somehow stop both the Dazzle and the Tusk, who are both looking to save the Morphling.
I mean, the Global can buy you a little bit of time, right?
Yeah.
Like, it can interrupt the cast, or you don't get BKB off at the exact right time. The Tusk did not have a Dispel for that fight. so you're preventing a snowball save. I think if you find the Morphling, he will get insta-pop. It's very fast as well off the Hex, because he's going to be ashing more. Team Spirit are just way too good at these team fight positioning, and that's a tall order to just, okay, just go find Yatoro and Hex him. I mean, it's like, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty hard to find him last game.
Not much easier here, as he will complete a Silver Edge. Now he can go and break the tide, set the fight up for the Centaur Stomp to come through, and your frontliner's gone, barring a disruption save that has to come out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And it might just be collapsed on the high ground here. Had no fear this entire game. 8-1 and 10 on this Centaur
Bottom tower.
has made it look like a very viable hero.
I was wondering if we were going to see the new Axe on Morphling at any point in this matchup, but there's that Shallow Grave. They use the Stampede as well, just in case it's needed. They just picked up this Aegis. They want to get a little bit more mileage out of it.
Poke's becoming a little stronger.
A little bit.
Especially with that Hex, you walk high ground, you're going to get hexed into the Poke. I mean, if you're Tundra, you just got to stall this game. Got to go into turtle mode.
Dobson's trying to eke out every little bit of an advantage he can. Look at that backpack.
I mean,
The
Shovel's good, man.
35-minute shovel.
Shovel pays off. It's just extra GPM.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Poor man's Philly. Thompson straight in.
yeah, that was a bold move. Global Silence covers him there. Trying to finish off Mira. They almost get him, but the heals and the Shallow Grave will prevent
They're burning
Mira's
Collapse.
death, I think. Collapse? Yeah, he is actually burning quite a bit here. Another Shallow Grave comes out just in time.
These Lances are doing work right now. Yatoro got silenced as well. This is very awkward for Spirit.
Yeah, imagine if they're a little bit more even on that net worth. The long-range spam of these lances,
They would've
gushes, poisons, the curse even.
Imagine you had a Thunderous God Wrath there.
Too salty now.
This poke, it's building up. This is what this lineup's supposed to do, right? Create a situation where you get them to half or even a third on some of these heroes, and then you can commit in. It's just like you said, unfortunately, well, maybe not unfortunately, but the way these drafts are set up, Team Spirit were probably always going to be ahead from that early game, and it means you getting to that threshold where you can commit in that fight on the basis of poking them down. Never really got there completely. It's starting to get there now, but
Marl heads back for a quick top-up before he bad juju's his way back onto the battlefield. Next, he's going to be going for Octarine. Gotta say, though, even though I can see how Tundra's lineup was supposed to come together, be able to draw out the game, and, you know, like, push it late where they feel confident they're going to win, it does not feel like they answered the Dazzle nearly as well as Team Spirit did in Game 1.
yeah, this game probably went a bit better as well in terms of taking over the map. I think Team Spirit have played the map better than Tundra this series, honestly.
Oh, that's a rare thing to say.
It is, because Tundra's incredibly efficient and they're incredibly good at playing the wards and playing the vision game, but they got outlaned a little bit and Team Spirit ran away with it. Had bigger threat with this Skywrath backing up the kill potential, and their draft was just very clunky. There's not much threat coming out, so nobody has to play scared on the side of Team Spirit. Skeeter is gonna face tank it, and yeah, it's gonna force a global out. I don't know if it'll yield anything here. The Centaur's just so damn tanky. He always has that BKB in his pocket.
Kind of forced the poke at something here. Maposhka actually jumps in with his BKB, goes for 9, doesn't get him with the Glimmer Cape. Maybe the Morphling can get it, but he instantly got psyched up as he jumped in. Has to deal with the anchor. Meanwhile, the Phantom Lancer is still in the back here, trying to chase after Maposhka, but Ashard's blocked him out.
This is another fight Tundra's fine with, though, because you're wasting this Aegis period for Yatoro. He's not taking your base. You're happy about that. And you're also just gaining more confidence in this game on how to take the fights and kite it out. Hard done for Skeeter to still a very strong Phantom Lancer game. There have been some very important matches over the history of Dota between Phantom Lancer and Morphling. Some of those Thompson was in.
A couple of them, yeah.
Generally, it's gone the Phantom Lancer's way. Whether through the matchup, skill, luck, whatever you want to call it, the game goes late enough, it gets very wonky for the Morphling. Now, there are things that Spirit have going for them in terms of the Dazzle, with the AoE Hex, with the Shadow Wave. Centaur has some decent AoE. But when it comes down to it, there's a reason Tundra picked this Phantom Lancer, and the comeback can always be there if the fight develops in a way that's good for you. So I think
Stampede
Spirit
chasing after him. Snake was dewarding. Nice Force Staff. Ogre Steel Totem keeps him ahead of Maposhka. Nicely played. Now Maposhka is a bit overextended. They're going to pop the Ravage to make sure they can get a kill out of this one. Fortunately, the Shallow Grave kept Yotoro alive. Satanic gets him back up to full. Same goes with the Cheese on Laurel. They're both back up, and Thompson surrounded by heroes. He'll die, but does have a buyback. Tundra keeping it going, though.
He's going to throw the Lances in, burning out the mana. Yotoro completely gone here.
And now they can play off of that mana being gone. See if they can chase after these heroes, but not feeling confident about it.
I mean, they technically got a 1-for-1. It's not even. You'd much rather have Thompson up than down, but again, you're holding on to some glimmer of late game hope here if you're Tundra, and just trying to get Skeeter to smite him. So any fight where Skeeter survives and you get gold out of it, you're probably okay with. Waveform cooldown, I mean, that's your best tool to try and combat this matchup. Just going with the waveform attacks, try and add some AoE damage. You also have options here with this Morphling in the late game. You can go the Daedalus build and try and crit on your way in. You can go, I think at some point we even saw like an Octarine build with just super low cooldown waveform.
Right, you're just waveform attack target as many times as possible.
Here, Yotoro is thinking about Hex. So he's not going for the waveform build-up. He wants to just go in and find a big target and kill it. Get a numbers advantage.
Because in some ways they do have, they will always have some answers to the illusions, right? With the Dazzle. Like if he gets in a moment where he hits it with a poison touch, clears out all the illusions, finds the real one. It only takes a second for then that Scythe to be able to follow it up and them to bring down the carry and end the game.
The thing about the Scythe here going in single target for Yotoro is you do have the global and the disruption that can bail a single target initiation out from Tundra. It's not a guarantee. Like in a pickoff scenario, it's great. But the problem is you're already in a situation where Tundra are stuck on their base. I don't know how many heroes you're going to find on the map because there is nobody on the map. Let's see what he ends up deciding for. I wouldn't be surprised to see him change this, but I mean, Hex is never bad. That's for damn sure. It's also going to make Collapse's life easier, either by follow-up or his lead stun is just going to get chained. And he's getting beefy. His AoE damage is starting to come through. BKBs on Maposhka to counteract this global. Strength Blink for Collapse to add more illusion clear. But it's all about the poke. Drain their mana, slow them down.
Got Collapse down to about a half health here, and he's perched up. He does have Stampede. Tundra, pretty certain that's what they're really fishing for.
Is under attack.
Just trying to get spells out.
They just want to force a misstep. That's all they're doing here. Trying to bait out a mistake from a team that makes very few. Another Tormentor, and that'll be Scion Armor. Top of this Ag Skywrath. No joke here. The damage getting pumped out is very heavy if you get caught by any of these stuns. There's a punch, potentially that Morphling Hex and the Centaur Stomp, as well as the Hex from the Dazzle. A lot of setup to just pump in this damage, and you don't necessarily have to commit either if you're Team Spirit. You could go in with Maposhka, punch somebody up, drop a Skywrath ult, see what happens. Maybe you get a global out. Maybe you get a Ravage that gets forced.
Yeah, that's probably another thing about the Scythe. His biggest resource when it comes to this chip damage, it's not his HP, it's his mana pool. Like, part of the reason he can't just go up and hit high ground a little bit is because he loses that mana so quickly, and with him having no mana means Tundra can actually play that team fight. They can just kite around the Morphling and hit other heroes.
That does help a little. don't know if it fixes it, but it helps in a very prolonged situation. I'm surprised Tundra are contesting this. They're not going to be here in time. They're also getting hit by global concussive, so Team Spirit know they're here right now.
That's going to be Aghanim Scepter for the Tusk. So I was wondering if we're going to see an Aghanims versus Aghanims at any point. Tusk versus Earth Spirit. And the ultimate dislocate the enemy team.
Oh,
Actually managed to catch Thompson here. Global Silence goes down, pops BKB with Walrus Punch. Maposhka quickly cleanses himself of that silence with his BKB. Gets the stun required. Now Thompson down. Gives an opportunity for Team Spirit to poke the high ground.
Does that buyback back up? The Collapse gonna force the issue. It's gonna get the buyback instantly.
Better, they got the support of 9. No more saves until he buys back anyway. Snowball backwards. Nicely played by Maposhka. Getting him outside of the base as the buybacks come through. Tundra are trying to push themselves forward here to catch something. Thompson went for the initiation, missed it though from the side. Meanwhile, Yutoro just chases down the back line. Both supports are now dead in the midst of it though. Mira fighting for his life. The shallow graves keeping him alive, and the heroes are dying. There is nothing that Tundras can seemingly do anymore against this lineup. They have run out of resources, and they have run out of games in this best-of-3 series. Team Spirit will close it out 2-0.
Collapse is too big and too bad here, man. He put on a performance.